Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me Prince Emili. He is a defensive lineman out of University of Penn Quakers. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Doing excellent. And so obviously we got an Ivy League guy here. Really one of I guess best prospects in the Ivy League, this go around. So for people that don't know you and your story a little bit, give us a little bit of background. Kind of give me like a brief history of you, if you don't mind.
I started playing football kind of late. My parents didn't want me to start playing football because they feared it would hurt my academics. So I actually started beginning to play my sophomore year of high school. Before that, I mostly was just a student, but my sister managed to convince them to allow me to play, and I kind of took to it pretty quickly. And by my senior year, I had offers from most of the Ivy League, some Patriot League schools, and some other FCS schools. And at the end, I chose Penn because I like the atmosphere, I like the coaching staff, I like the location, and the campus is just beautiful. And then after that, college career took me a little bit to start playing, but I'm happy for it.
Right. So I mean, obviously things have changed a little bit over the years for you as a defensive lineman. So kind of like walk me through a little bit like what you have done there on the defensive line over the past few years. I mean, where have you started and seen the most success?
I'd say I've seen the most success playing at a 3 technique spot and playing in the run. I like to take on like blocks and double teams and stuff like that. And I've really worked on using my hands so that I can like lock out and shed blocks and just make plays,
Gotcha. So I mean, when you're looking at the pros, I mean, are there particular guys in the pros that you're studying, trying to emulate? Maybe like hopefully one of these days, I can compare you to somebody. Is there somebody that you're looking at to model your game after?
For sure. There's the cliche Aaron Donald. Everybody knows Aaron Donald and wants to emulate his moves, his motor, his strength. But I also watch Grady Jarrett because I feel like him and I have pretty similar body types, and I just like the way he plays.
Gotcha. So Grady Jarrett, Aaron Donald. I mean, obviously, a lot of people feel Aaron Donald is maybe even the best player in the league, not just the best defensive player. So he's definitely an animal for sure. So Prince, for you, I want to say that your body's changed a little bit over the years too. Because I mean, when I'm looking at your profile there on Penn's website for you, it jumps from 275 to 300. And so walk me through like how that happened. That obviously didn't happen overnight. So
it definitely did not happen overnight.
Walk me through that, how that happened.
See, in 2020, the Ivy League didn't get a chance to play. And I knew that I wanted to go pro. And I felt that in order to put myself in the best position to be a next level player, I had to gain weight so that I could survive and punch and dent the line of scrimmage at the next level. And I didn't feel like I could do that successfully at 270. So I wanted to play at a heavier weight at around 300 pounds. And I feel like it's been going well for me thus far.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Prince. I mean, really what I've been hearing is that you gaining that weight has really like put you on a different like level than where you were previously, because scouts are really now paying attention to you as a possible prospect, as a legitimate prospect at the next level. I mean, I would imagine that there are scouts that have come to your practices, have come to your games. I mean, has anyone given you any sort of feedback as to maybe things you like, maybe where you are, what you need to work on, or any sort of advice, or what are you hearing from people these days about you?
There's definitely been some scouts at the practice. I'd say that my biggest thing is consistency and denting the line of scrimmage on every single play. Like I've always shown flashes, but I feel like the next step that I could take my game to is just doing it repeatedly over and over and over again, like it's second nature to me.
Gotcha. So, another question that I have for you is, do you see yourself as a leader of your team? I mean, are you a team captain? And if so, I mean, just kind of talk to me a little bit about you, representing you in your team, and being a leader. If again you see yourself as such.
Yeah, it's always weird to like point at yourself and say like, yes, I am one of the leaders of this team. And I am a captain this year, but I feel like even before I was a captain versus now, my attitude and approach to setting an example and trying to steer the team towards the right path hasn't really changed just because now I have a title, like I feel like the best way to motivate people and to get the best out of people is to kind of do it yourself. So for me, it's just mostly about walking the walk as opposed to talking, like people kind of tune out when you just yell at them and tell them run to the ball or go hard, you know what I'm saying? Like you just kind of got to do it and hope that people are inspired by it.
Right. So, walk me through that daily grind, if you don't mind. I mean, just kind of, as the week progresses and you're trying to prepare for your opponent. I know you're preparing for an opponent really tomorrow, but I don't necessarily need to get all your secrets, but like, just kind of in general, give me an idea of maybe what you're doing there in the weight room and in the film room, like how you're breaking things down and how you're trying to better yourself.
I'd say that I spend a good amount of time every day stretching, eating right, foam rolling. Like I spend countless hours in the training room just working with all the different modalities. My trainer, Anthony, I just spend a lot of time foam rolling, stretching, heating, etc. And then with the weight room, we got a great strength coach, Coach Rivera. He just kind of gets us right. We have this really big like 150-pound metal like steel tube that you just kind of like roll on you, and it hurts really bad at first, but like as you do it over and over again, like eventually the knots kind of loosen up and it just feels really good eventually.
Nice. I feel like I need something like that on my back,
Yeah, you do it on your back, crack after crack.
So I got to talk about it because I mean, obviously, you've actually gained some weight over the past year or so, and you developing into really a more solid, prospect. But how are you attacking the weight room? And tell me maybe your favorite lift, and if there are any like personal bests there in the weight room that you want to drop. So anything that you're proud of, feel free to go ahead and share that.
My favorite lift has got to be the squat. It's got to be the squat. I haven't maxed out recently. It's definitely increased since, but even before the weight gain, I squatted 650. So if I was to max out now, who knows where it would be? Like I definitely want to do that again someday. But squatting is definitely my favorite lift.
Gotcha. I mean, from what I've heard from a lot of strength coaches, I mean, quite frankly, they don't necessarily want you to go higher than that because you're risking back injury. So
exactly, that's why I haven't.
And quite honestly, like that's fine. Where
Right.
you're at right now, if that's what you're doing, if you're doing a couple reps of that every so often, all power to you, man. I mean, you're obviously, a really strong dude. Being able to push your opponents and backwards and get in the backfield and doing some great things. I mean, it's kind of interesting when I look at you in the past couple of years because like back in 2019 you actually had a decent amount of TFLs, tackles for loss. I mean, you had like 14, and I want to say, like you had mentioned, I mean, you were more of a 3 tech, right? And so Tell me about maybe I don't know whether it be back in 2019 or more recently. Has there been like I don't know maybe like what's the best highlight or most memorable moment of your college career that that sticks out that you'd like to share?
Honestly, it's gonna sound a little uneventful, but I always say that my favorite game, like my all-time favorite game at Penn, has been the Yale game my junior year. And it was before I really became the player I am today. Like I still had some of the same traits. Like I wasn't as impactful, or like I didn't make as big of a difference in my opinion. But that game, it just really felt like I was coming into my own. Like it was a night game. We were wearing gray uniforms. I don't even think we won that game. It was just for the first time, like I felt like, yeah, like I belong on this field. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just hearing you talk about things. I mean, I feel like I don't even know if you have reached your potential yet. I mean, I feel like you have been growing. I mean, and you yourself have kind of noted that personal growth. I mean, even going back a couple years. I mean, and then now we've gotten to again to a point, and I have to reiterate this that great size, really making some great plays there on the line of scrimmage, and so yeah, we're definitely trudging forward. So again, a lot of growth. So really what I'm getting at with that is like, based upon all the growth that you've had as a person and player over the past 5 years, what sort of advice would you give maybe to your younger self? So like if we were able to go back in time, maybe sit with you in high school there in New York, whisper in your ear a little something. What would you tell yourself?
Um, I would definitely tell myself to stretch and foam roll more and to really buy in earlier. Like I feel like with consistent care, taking care of your body, the sky is really the limit. I feel like I might have been able to see the field earlier because I missed my freshman year with an injury. I had to redshirt because I had to get shoulder surgery. Like I feel like if I had begun to take care of myself and really meticulously monitor my body, I could have reached this point faster.
Yeah, I mean, most definitely. I mean, obviously, injury prevention's key there too. So, um, I know you've had a lot of mentors, coaches in your life that have really made an impact on you. What's maybe one of the better lessons that you've ever learned from a coach, whether it be like way back in high school or even there at Penn?
My coach, my defensive line coach, Coach Hughes, he always tells us that we should never let one play determine your mood for the rest of the play, for the rest of the game. You just got to keep a short-term memory and never let a really good play get you too high and then you forget about your role for the next play. Or you get a bad play and now you're in your bag for the rest of the game and you can't really focus. Like I feel like a short-term memory is important with all things so you can stay focused, play to play, and focus and really lock in on your goal.
Nice. Totally agree on that too. So, I want to get a chance to meet Prince Emili outside of a football player. Tell me a little something about yourself, maybe what you're doing there as a student, or some of your likes, dislikes, hobbies, what have you. Anything interesting about you that you'd like to share?
Well, at Penn, I'm actually a dual major. Well, not really a dual major. I'm in the Wharton School and I'm doing healthcare management, but I also have plans to go to medical school down the line once my football career is over. So on top of my Wharton concentration, I've also been taking the pre-med requisites. So that's my academic life. But like outside of that, I'm kind of a nerd, like I watch a lot of anime. That's probably my biggest pastime.
So, what's your go-to anime? Are you a Naruto guy, or what are you into?
You know, I really do rock with Naruto, and it's definitely up there. But my favorite got to be One Piece. One Piece is different.
All right, all right. Let's see if I can get a little bit more out of you. Again, uh, again, a kid having Nigerian parents, moving to New York. Tell me about your hometown, man. Tell me about where you're from. Give me a little insight as to your hometown. Like if I were to come and visit, like where would we have to go?
But I'm from Rockland County, New York, New City, New York. I went to Clarkstown High School in North. Honestly, it's a pretty cookie cutter suburb. We got a main street with the little shopping center on it. But if you were to come out, we would definitely have to hit the Palisades Mall. That's where it's at. It's definitely one of the best malls in New York, one of the best malls in America. It's definitely the spot. They got anything and everything you would need.
Yeah, you just got to come there with your checkbook, ready to spend some money. Which
Yes, sir.
I'll have to borrow something from somebody to do that. But how about favorite comfort food? What's the one meal that you would like love? Like you've been at college maybe for like the whole semester. You come back home.
I'm telling you right now.
What is it that you go to?
I could eat jollof rice with goat meat every meal of the day. My mom has been coming to all my games. Every game, she brings the jollof rice with her. It's fantastic. It's the best jollof rice in the world.
That's awesome, man. So I mean, definitely eating all that up.
Definitely a big part of my weight gain.
Hey, whatever works. I mean, that's what moms are for, man.
Exactly.
Every time I go over to my mom, she's always trying to shove food in my face. So I get it.
I hope you're not declining.
Sometimes it all depends. But
man, it can't be trying to shove food down. You got to let her shove that.
Yeah, no, I get it. I got to watch myself these days. I'm a lot older.
Okay. You look good to me.
Well, Prince, as we begin to wrap things up a little bit, I try my best to ask everybody this question, even though it is kind of a corny question. I want to get your why. Why do you do what you do, and just kind of your overall motivation. So, your why. Go ahead. What is your why, and why you do what you do?
Honestly, I just feel like the game of football has changed the trajectory of my life. Like before I started playing, I wasn't a bad student per se, but I just had too much time on my hands. Like I feel like I wasn't reaching my potential. I would kind of let my days waste away and not like plan things out or strive for success. And it's funny because my parents' fear was that once I started to play, my grades would slip, but the opposite actually happened. Once I started to play and I had something to structure my life around, had something to work for, a reason to get good grades and study, like everything kind of took off. Like I feel like I owe the game of football a lot, and I just want to see where it takes me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, through all of your hard work and discipline, I mean, I feel like it is gonna take you somewhere. I mean, I do feel like some team out there somewhere is gonna, give you a call, maybe bring you in, and maybe like a camp invite or something. I mean, I have a strong feeling that you're going to get your opportunity somewhere. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to talk to all of those scouts out there. I know there's a lot of scouts that come on a regular basis, want to watch you, want to watch the Ivy Leagues, do their thing. But give them your pitch as to why they need to take a chance on you and bring you into their franchise.
I look the part. I'm still growing. I work hard. I'll bring my best effort every day. And even if I don't get it right on the first try, it'll definitely come and I will get it. If you give me a chance, I'll do what I need to do for you.
Yeah, I mean, and I got to go back to it, but I mean, I feel like you're a person that has grown so much in such a short period of time. I mean, again, like you said, I mean, you came at football a little late, which is fine. But even with that, you have grown so much, even over the past couple years, that I feel like the sky's the limit really for you. I mean, if people really
Appreciate
give you the opportunity, who knows where you'll end up? You may actually end up being like the next Aaron Donald. We don't know.
it. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx
But well, I'm trying to pump you up a little bit. I'm trying to give you a little bit of promo here, so
I
cut me some
appreciate it.
slack. But yeah, dude, Prince, best of luck to you and everything that you got going on. I mean, I know you got a challenging opponent this upcoming weekend. Best of luck in that.
Thank you.
And everything you got going on. All right.
All right.
All right. Again, I have with me Prince Emili. He's defensive lineman out of University of Penn. Definitely check him out.